This video is going to be titled Momentum, and I'm going to open with a little anecdote. The code to control is choice. What that means is a lot of people, they struggle to articulate within themselves how to move themselves forward in any given direction. And the problem of that is that we seek much in our desires, our conditions, the force of the world upon us, and all that comes with it. We try to find things through external conditions that are forced upon us. And in that way, we are acting on somebody else's or something else's terms. All you need is within you. They love to make you forget. You, specifically, you love to never remember. Those feelings of warmth, the things so bright and magnificent, those feelings never go away. The things that really pull you in one direction, the things that motivate you and what uplifts you to be a certain person, those things are the easiest to forget, simply because the momentum of negativity is much more powerful than the momentum of positivity. And with that, the negativity destined to arise in any individual caters itself to you when it knows you're a client. And at the first taste of your dollar, it goes from a bad deal to a dirty contract. It is so easy to get looped into negative feedback loops mentally simply because you are feeding your perspective from the wrong mode, the wrong motive, and the wrong way of going about it. What does it take to be great? We decide more about our talent and merit than we believe. There is much more about yourself that you are in control of than you believe. There is much more about the way that you communicate with yourself internally that can change the way that that works. I believe now I am capable of open dialogue. The different aspects of my spirit are starting to agree with one another and talk about their perspective. What used to be a quiet passage and a curious glance is now a chance at conversation. There is so much more significance in your internal dialogue than you'll ever believe. And the step-by-step process that I have gone under and that I have undertaken to help myself with that is these steps. It is to put all my energy into myself, control my inner dialogue, make decisions with deliberation. Those three are the first three steps to really just tapping into yourself in a way. Because first, you put all of your energy into yourself. It's that reassignment of energy that goes much deeper than what you're actually doing. It's what you're thinking, your beliefs, that putting all your energy into yourself. The way that you go about that is really how you start building a foundation to grow from. So you put all your energy into yourself. Now we are in that mode, that perspective of, okay, it's all about me now. And then you have to control your inner dialogue. And that part is very essential because your inner dialogue, view it as all the aspects of yourself are in one room together. They're all in one room together. Your body and its needs are in a room. Your passion and its needs are in a room. The negativity within you that I was talking about earlier, that's there too. That's going to be there too. It's always going to be something that you're going to have to deal with. And then there's other things, your social self, there's your trauma, all of those things, they are going to be in one room. And there's way more of them than you can even possibly imagine. So it's not about trying to catch them all. It's just about trying to operate in a way that you're not violating the consent of one aspect of yourself in favor of another. Let's take an example. You go out for a night drinking, okay? You know your body cannot handle alcohol. You know your body cannot handle that. And so what happens is there's that little juxtaposition between you knowing that one aspect of yourself is going to be harmed by your decision and knowing that it will serve another. And sometimes you're going to have to make that choice, right? But it's the way that you go about it with care that really matters and really like takes away from what you're going to lose in that endeavor. So think of it this way. Think of it like I am going to go on a night drinking. I know that my body doesn't enjoy this feeling. However, my social self does. There's a sort of temperance that has to go into that trade-off, because if you go into it, it's so easy for your actions to cater to one aspect of yourself. And that's why so many people deal with a lot of cognitive dissonance, is because they will involve themselves with people, or they will make financial decisions. And those things, it's so hard to think of it with yourself in the entire picture. Yourself being the entirety of you, also being the entirety of your focus. It's hard to do when all these different aspects of yourself communicate with each other in different ways. So the thought really goes to, how can I live my life in a way that all aspects of me are served by it, right? And this is when you kind of get into some lonely territory, right? Because you're basically saying, I am the herald. I am the one in charge of every aspect of myself. You're one, taking accountability, because you're going to have to acknowledge the things about you that you know are not good necessarily, or that maybe might be harmful to yourself, harmful to others, or just certain ways in your conduct that make you like incompatible with other people. So it's all just a matter of like playing the game. And expression is really important for that too. Expression is really important for that. And that's the next step. It's okay. So we put all our energy into ourselves and we control our inner dialogue. Now, the next move is going to be to make decisions with deliberation. And that means that you will be deliberate, of course, but in that, it's the thought of, okay, these are all my needs. These are all my needs. This is the pool of resources that I have. How can I allocate my time and energy in the best way so as to keep all aspects of myself as safe from harm as possible? That's what deliberation is. And it can get very, very convoluted, because when you have that deliberation perspective where you're trying to view everything as a whole, it becomes very, very difficult to steer yourself. And it becomes very hard to control yourself. It becomes very hard to speak with yourself if you are not careful in your deliberation. Develop your style. Pinpoint your expression. That's the part that turns it from a painful challenge of, okay, so you're telling me now I have to be completely aware of all the aspects of myself. I have to put my time and energy into it in a way that I'm not causing cognitive dissonance by dissatisfying certain parts of myself. How is this supposed to be enjoyable? The answer is style. The answer is style because it works like this, right? There are ways to turn traits of yourself into physically expressible ideas, like fashion, hobbies, passions. All those things are what give humans the outlet to be themselves. And it's necessary, because self-actualization, which is kind of the goal of this channel and kind of my goal as an individual, it's like the imagined self is going to be different than the current self, but it's also controllable through style, through expression, because it's more simple. It's more simple. It's not that deep. And because of that, it's just much more plausible to focus on being yourself through expression and not to chase validation, because that is a setback. That is not self-actualization. That is actualization of everybody else's expectations of you, right? But it's unabashedly being yourself, being unfazed by judgment or misunderstanding, because all it is someone that is not meant for you, someone that's not going to be a person that will contribute good things to your life. I really, really encourage people to stop worrying about what other people will think and say and do, because there are so many people out in this world. It doesn't matter if one or two think you're weird, because you know what you didn't do. You know what you didn't do in that scenario. You did not do a disservice to yourself. You did not deny any aspects of your personality. You did nothing of that sort. You simply stayed true to yourself. You did not change. You did not buckle when that person started to view you differently. And now you're in that point where even in social settings or settings where it's not you, yourself, and you know, it's everywhere. And that's another thing. Self-actualization, it's not on and off. It's not on and off. It's a state of mind. No, it's a state of being. It is a state of being, and you can't just put a pause on that for other people. So style is important in that way. It is important in that way. And this is big too. Let your declarations of change mean something. Let your declarations of change mean something. If you are going to make a promise to yourself and break it, you should just be quiet. You should just stop, because that is the worst possible thing you could do to yourself, is to make a promise to yourself and break it. Because when you break a promise you make to someone else, right, it's not, you're the abuser, just the abuser, right? When you break a promise to yourself, you're the abuser and the abused. And that is the worst possible position to be in, because where's the guilt gonna go, right? Where's the pain gonna go? It's going the same place. You're feeling more. It makes no sense. It literally makes no sense. If you're going to be lukewarm, don't do anything at all. Let's see. You need to open the mind. And this is what I'll conclude with. You need to open the mind. You need to be in a constant state of spring emotionally, right? You need to constantly accept that things are going to be dying. Yes, obviously, things are going to die. But things are constantly being born within you, right? Every day you experience something, you gain a memory. So let it be spring. Let it be spring. Take it in stride. Go through life with some momentum and win the battle with a blooming flower. That's all you need to do. That is the significant quote that I'm going to attribute to this video. You will win the battle with a blooming flower. Be constantly changing, be constantly self-actualizing, and give yourself space to be yourself. That is the most important thing in this modern world, where we have no